This morning, Anthony Cumia and Danny Ross had a pretty epic Twitter war. This is pretty long, people, so strap in. Now they both used their, Danny used to Pancake's house Twitter thing, which I guess you can consider an alt account. I consider it more just his show account. But Anthony was using his alternate account that he admitted was his alternate account and told everyone to follow that just in case anything happens to his main account. So, this is where it starts off. Danny says, "Are you defending the drug use and enabling of Artie? Artie is, of course, talented when he's not shooting dope into his toe webbing. But how long ago has that been? I'll stand toe to toe. Tell me where and when and I'll show up on time. Punctual even." Now, this is Anthony finally responding to all the shit Danny's been saying to them on Twitter. Like, Danny basically hits up all of their Twitter feeds saying, "Oh, you're this and you're that," and they never really answer. So finally he answered, and Anthony puts, "Oh, but you snort it too, so it's okay. What a loser." Then Danny puts, "In order for me to," Anthony's responding back to that, "You need an actual job first. He actually has a job. You can't even pull that off." And then he responds to I guess, what's his name, wrote an open letter, Danny did. And, it goes an open letter. He puts, "I guess all I want to ask is for Opie, Anthony, or otherwise to write, produce, and distribute a 25-minute podcast on any topic of their choosing. Just you, your mind, creativity, skills, and a microphone. I challenge you. I challenge you because I know you will fail. I have the utmost confidence in your absolute failure to accept my challenge and produce. Show me what you got. Put your 25 minutes up against mine and let the audience decide who did it better." I'm very down for that. No co-host, no comics to bounce off. Just you and what you find interesting. Done all on your lonesome in your spare time. My podcast has been live for hair over a week. What the fuck? My podcast has been live for hair over a week. Taking the world by storm hardly. What have you guys done the past week? I have written, voiced, and edited numerous pieces with video by myself with zero help. Opie posted a picture with Vic Henley. Anthony ranted about black people ad nauseum. Thank you for finding my work on O&A topical and easy to digest. You'll find much of the same on my podcast. I'm not shilling. The show is free on any number of avenues, and I'm not even mentioning it here. Balls on you to go against the grain, but none of it's personal. You don't have to like me to enjoy my content. Opie's been running that angle for decades. Show me. Like fucking Artie to Christine. Fucking show me. Alright, I know Anthony's about to respond to that. That was fucking delusional. That post by Danny was fucking delusional. What the fuck is it with these guys? And they're stupid. And Anthony tried doing this with Opie. You're gonna do a 3-day podcast who gives a fuck? Just do entertaining shit, and this thing is babbling about, and no one wants that. I'll let Anthony speak. What am I doing? I'm about to go off on that nigga. So Anthony puts, in regards to that lunatic post, because that was, so Anthony puts, Anthony does a show every day, has for about 4 years. There are plenty of solo shows. You're a dullard. You spelled "you're" wrong. But what are you up to? 3 subscribers? Ha ha, wow. You're a sad man, Ross. Now, Anthony is doing this weird thing where he's speaking in the third person because he must be very, very drunk and not realize that. He told us all this is his alternate account. This is him. So then Danny puts, how much do you get paid for being dope sick at home, Artie? Why can't you behave? Can someone tell him to behave? Now, this is Anthony responding to old tweets from Danny. So Anthony puts, a heroin addict makes tons more than you ever will. Soak that in. You're a complete failure. Might have been funny as a kid. Now you're an older guy. Just sad. I love it when we all talk like Trump now. I just love it. Then he puts, Danny puts, John, follow me here. I'm not saying iTunes is unknown. Your own post says the Stuttering John podcast by unknown. You should really proofread this shit before posting. Makes you look foolish. And then Anthony puts, what a pair. Haha. 2 complete losers. Meeting of the mindless. Stuttering John getting a shot out of nowhere. And then he prints up Danny's podcast and goes, Danny begging for money is hilarious. He's a middle-aged loser. Imagine having to beg for cash as you're pushing 40. And then Danny puts, stop hiding, Cumia. You got beef? Let's go. You have my number. Call me, yeah. Hashtag pussy. And Anthony goes, a middle-aged nobody. You watched everyone you've ever known pass you by. Now you've lost your fucking mind with regret. Ha ha. Maybe a lead shampoo will cure your mental illness. Then he puts, Danny Ross puts, invite me to the compound, tough guy. I'd love to show up. Anthony goes, I'm sure Anthony... Stop speaking in the third person, stupid. And you can tell not that many people have seen this because you only got 3 likes and shit. So Anthony goes, I'm sure Anthony would love for you to drop by, but considering you're the only guy who brought a thief to his house, you might not be welcome. You and your friends are pieces of shit. Oh, and you can't afford to come back to New York, loser. Oh, so now, for the 80th time, this is Anthony. So now Anthony is blaming Danny for stealing shit from his house. Oh. Danny puts, why don't you reply to the tweet where I call your untalented ass out for your inability to create an interesting show? You have my number. Be a man and call me instead of hiding behind Twitter alts, Anthony Cumia. Anthony goes, Anthony has done... Stop. Oh, that shit is annoying. It's you, dude. You told us all this is your alternate account. What the fuck is he doing? All right. Anthony has done a solo show for 4 years, dummy. A few more subs than your show. You're a never been, Ross. A loser poster boy. You're a broke-ass nobody. You bash people who helped you while you were literally crying. You're a sick man. Look in the mirror. See a loser. Then he comes back with that. Sorry, no vacancies for bums anymore. And then he puts, know how I know it's you? Nobody calls me Ross. Anthony has done a shit show that nobody listens to. Prove me wrong, cock. Show me some numbers. Let's see. Make me look like an asshole. Yeah, Danny, of course it's Anthony. He admitted this was his alt account. And Anthony, being dumb enough and probably drunk enough, does reverted back to calling him Ross. And if you notice during the call that Anthony made to Danny, the first thing he said on the phone was, you fucked up, Ross. You fucked up. So, yeah, we know this is Anthony. And then, so Anthony puts, it figures you couldn't identify anything that's successful. You've ruined every opportunity you've ever had. Remember getting fired from Rockstar? You harassed a female employee. Then in California, you tried to get a job with their West Coast operation. They laughed at you. Oh, I don't know how Anthony would know that. Maybe he told him. Maybe Laszlo told him. Maybe it's all bullshit. I don't fucking know. And then Danny put, sick. Dude to hit girls Do stuff with kids are sick. Nah, I have to censor myself. Stupid YouTube. Not me. Want to go? Let's go. I keep asking. Anthony says, ha ha, that old gag. Zero proof to back up your bullshit. Facts. Well, you're a broke loser who harasses everyone you've ever known. Even your own family hates you. Your brother is embarrassed by you. We talk. He despises you. You're an asshole. You have no friends. Why, Ross? Okay, so in this tweet, he admitted he's Anthony, by the way. Because, well, if you're not Anthony, why the fuck would Danny Ross's brother talk to you? What are they doing? Now I got Danny. He's like a troll. Anthony, you're like almost a 60-year-old fucking rich guy. What are you doing? I love it though, so I can't even. Let me break the character of Sane's Entertainment for a second. What the fuck are you doing, dude? All right. So Danny puts out, are you sure? Don't you have Bobo and Fred over on a nightly basis? Didn't Fred's wife cheat on him because of all the time spent with you? Let's go, tough guy. What time tomorrow? Anthony has had the... Oh, all right. This shit's getting frustrating. In the last tweet, Corrado Soprano, you just said Danny Ross's brother calls you. You just admitted you're Anthony. But so Anthony goes, Anthony has had those guys over for over 10 years. They seem to be real friends. Sounds like some pussy boy got jealous he wasn't number one anymore. Ha ha, what a woman. Now you are a lonely loser, a mentally unstable nobody who watches everyone excel while you struggle. Laugh out loud. Danny puts, I didn't harass anyone. When you're under my command and you ditch a GTA 5 deadline to DJ a party, I don't want you on my fucking team. If that's harassment, then fuck yeah, get the fuck off my team. Anthony, but you actually harassed women at Rockstar Games, then you were fired. You're a miserable fuck who can't hold a job due to your mental illness. What's your job right now, Mr. Honesty? Tell everyone what a middle-aged man is doing. Let us know what the future prospects are. Ha ha ha. Danny puts, why not tweet me on your Anthony Cumia account, you fucking cowardly Herb? Anthony goes, Herb? Ugh. You're so cool. How is it that everyone you've ever known hates you? It must be them, huh? You're a loser, Ross. It's literally everyone. Name one person who doesn't absolutely despise you. Got a point. Then it goes, zero proof, eh? Give a call to Detective Trillo? I don't know. I'm not good with Spanish names. I'd love for everyone to hear what he has to say about your... If I'm broke, why am I staring at a Banksy and Invasion kit? Not like you know shit about pop art. Oh, Jesus. What are you, hipster? So Anthony goes... Like your amazing stalking story when your girlfriend had video of Anthony buying a burner phone to harass you? Ha ha ha. You're insane, Ross. That's actual mental illness, paranoia. The mirror must be your worst enemy. Then he goes, if I'm broke, how the fuck could I drive to your house and make you look like a bitch? Well, the fact that you got to drive from California instead of just fly, I mean, that kind of wouldn't sort of prove it, but so Anthony goes, you're begging for money online. You're a broke loser. You bashed the only people who ever helped you. What kind of an asshole does that? Now you're absolutely alone. You're a joke. Everyone laughs at you. Everyone who ever knew you laughs at what a shithead you are. Danny says, how braggadocious of you. Bobo and Fred. Wow, I'm totally missing out. What a dope I am. I could be making $30,000 hanging out with the retarded slimy contractor. Hashtag oh no's. Instead of nobody, because you fucked over everyone you've ever known. Good choice. Then Danny saying respond to the fucking stupid challenge. And then Anthony goes, download any of the shows Anthony has done by himself. And stop talking. We know it's you, Anthony. So he goes, download any of the shows Anthony has done by himself. It sure seems people like them. He's had a show for 4 years. The network seemed to be making money. How you doing? Haha, you're a broke man pushing 40. Gotta be scary. Then he says, that's a straight up lie. Why don't you sue me for libel? Can't say that. Where's your suit? Anthony says, it's a verifiable fact. You actually tried to apply to Rockstar in California, thinking they wouldn't check your record in New York. They saw your termination due to harassment of women co-workers and said no way. You're damaged goods, Ross. What's your job now? Tell us. Oh, yeah. Danny, but you're surrounded by your Xanax, bubble, and ball washers. You haven't had an actual friend since I ditched your... these are some heavy accusations I can't repeat here, people, unfortunately. Then, you know how to read, though. So Anthony goes, I'm friends with Anthony. Dude, it's you. Stop pretending. So he goes, I'm friends with Anthony. I know the people who come over his house. They've been friends for well over 10 years. Some have been friends for 35 to 40 years. What about you, Ross? Not even your own family can stand you. Must be everyone else, though. Can't be your fault, huh? Let's settle it, and my girlfriend drive me to file a report on your ass. How's them apples, you cock? Anytime you want to face me, you pally. Anthony puts, the girlfriend whose father is a private eye? Haha, what a sick fuck. She said on the phone that she had absolutely no clue what the fuck you were talking about. That stalking story was a drug/alcohol delusion. Get help, Ross. You're a sick man. He puts, son, you charge more than Netflix for your piece of shit show. Who's begging? You helped me? Helped me what? Be a cunt? And it's everyone helped you. Money, a place to live, a shoulder to pussy boy cry on when you knocked up your chick and were busted up about, I thought you meant busted up about getting her an abortion, remember? Crying like a bitch over that? Ugh, embarrassing. My God, this is a full-on nuclear Twitter war happening here. Danny says, BuzzFeed is very interested in you and what slime ball you are. Even better when there's verifiable police documents to back it all up. Never mind the victim herself. Want to play? Want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Anthony says, even BuzzFeed knows not to run with your bullshit vindictive story. Why hasn't there been legal action? Why no news stories? Because it's the word of a mentally ill drug addict, Danny Ross. No one takes you seriously. You're a joke that everyone you've ever known. They laugh at you. Don't you find it weird when people are accused of something and they don't deny it? They just say, well, you don't have proof for it. So Danny, but I'm doing a podcast with more relevant material and a higher production quality than you'll ever achieve. You can't green screen talent. If you could, you'd fix that fucking face of yours. All right, you can't green. Let's relax, Danny. And then Anthony puts tree falls in the woods. Danny puts, so this is obviously Keith referencing the house I rented from your shitty family. Your uncle is a fucking murderer and cheated the NYPD for your retirement. This puts, haha, you're panicking, Ross. You don't even know who this is. Relax. Snort some heroin that your chick got you hooked on, paranoid freak. Ooh. So this is either Keith the cop or Anthony Cumia. I'd go Anthony. Danny says, that's a straight lie. A subordinate was uninterested in working. I don't need that person on my team. I don't want an entitled pseudo-D ditching mandatory overtime because she has a party to DJ. I don't give a fuck. Anthony puts, excuses. We all saw the complaint. Everyone you worked with at SiriusXM. You're an obnoxious fuck who was pissed about a woman speaking up to you at Rockstar. We saw it and still laughed about it. You're a joke, Ross. Then he puts, for the record, you're calling me a heroin addict? Just making sure for the countersuit. What an idiot. Countersuit. What in holy hell are you babbling about? Do you even understand how moronic your tweets read? You're a genuine moron. So, you working? How's the family? How are your friends? Yeah, nothing. You're a sick individual. You alienated everyone. Panicking doesn't include begging to be invited to your shitty show. If you had any fucking balls at all, you'd not be doing this on Twitter. I'm down, Pally, anytime. Why would anyone who's doing well want to give you the time of day? Think. You're literally begging for money by doing show no one cares about. You even have 4 subs yet. You love the publicity. Saw you begging Bennington for a mention. No, huh? He laughs at you too. Really? Laszlo shared private information from Rockstar Games to a convicted woman beater? Highly doubtful. How come you still have to hide behind Twitter? Seems a bit lame. Don't you have a 17-year-old boy to chastise? We saw it. We know you tried to get a job at the West Coast Rockstar and SiriusXM. They checked with the East Coast operations you were fired from and laughed at you. We all saw it, Ross. You're a joke. Realize that. A middle-aged loser with no prospects. We all laugh at you. Well, I do. My content is better than yours, hands down. You can't even fight it. How nuts do I make you that you're obsessed like this? You're gonna fuck Laszlo just to know? Hey, by the way, do you realize your other account get 0 retweets and 0 favorites? Literally 0. You're talking to nobody. Your claim to fame was being on the O&A show. That was ages ago. You're a nobody. You're trying to get notoriety from O&A. Ain't working it. Sad loser. And then Anthony says... and then dumb Anthony goes on his real Twitter and goes, Corrado is hilarious. Really pounded this guy. Funny thread. So this is Anthony going on his main Twitter to try and get some attention and heat and his people to start bashing Danny. So he tweets himself. Then he says, Mike... then he responds, you're nobody, Ross, a footnote in Opie and Anthony history. I really can't stress to you how much of an embarrassment you are to everyone you've ever known. When your name comes up, people laugh and talk about what an asshole you are. Even your own brother. Just go away. This entire thread from earlier is pathetic. Ross is the epitome of a loser. Every repost is a plea for attention. He's begging and never was trying to be relevant. Poor bastard. Danny puts a footnote in history, 2004 through 2009. Your golden years? Sucks you violated my NDA with Rockstar Games. Now you've got Laszlo fired. Oh well. These are the ramblings of a mentally unstable drug addict. Read his post. The attention he craves from a man who doesn't give a shit if he lives or dies is pathetic. Danny says, Sonny Boy, this is long as fuck, people. Sonny Boy, I create content. If you like it, neat. I make what's interesting to me. Subs, numbers, who cares? You do, but my shit is a game. I enjoy it anyways. It's light years beyond what you could create, and everyone knows it. What am I worried about? This is just sad. He absolutely could have made something of himself if he wasn't mentally ill. Opportunity was handed to him a few times and he fucked it up, then blamed everyone but himself. Now he's a broke, jobless, sometimes homeless bum. Grats, Ross. So on the record, you're calling me a drug addict, yeah? You just want a record for the countersuit. If I'm starved for attention, why have you been replying to me for hours? Yeah, you're a drug addict / alcoholic. You're a compulsive liar and a bipolar maniac depressive with delusions of grandeur. You're also like a cross-dresser and a fucking ingrate, but at least those two things are an actual personal choice. What's your job these days? Then he puts, heroin, you snort heroin, your girlfriend Lauren got you to do it. Everyone can tell when you're doing it. Awesome, glad I have this on record. Wait, what? Let's play a game. It's called Anthony Cumia or Danny Ross. Sounds like you win, pal. Ha ha ha. You're homeless and begging for cash online. I'm not exactly sure of Cumia's situation, but I can assure you it's leaps and bounds above your wildest hallucinations. This is awesome for my countersuit. At O.J. Simpson's lawyer. Are you hearing this shit? You practice in all states, yeah? He's trying to get O.J.'s lawyer to bring a lawsuit against me. See, this is the shit you should be selling. How do you feel about hanging with Laszlo out to dry by violating my NDA with Rockstar Games? So is now Denny admitting everything Anthony said about why he got fired from Rockstar is true? Oh, and the NDA you violated on Reddit after you were fired for harassment, trying to sell info about Red Dead 2? Are you that broke, Ross? Did you save any of those thousands Cumia tossed you? He puts, at least you admit it's your alt, pussface. You have my number. Yet, here you are, on my Twitter. Why didn't you reply to my text last night? Ew, Danny, you texted Anthony in the middle of the night? Yawn, I'm tired. Some people actually have jobs to go to. Not Ross, though. He's a professional bum. What's on the menu tonight? Ramen noodles? Then a jack session to some online porn? Funny if it wasn't so absolutely true, huh? Poor loser Ross. Then he goes, this is all awesome since none of it is true. Anthony puts, well, if you say it, it must be true. Haha, you're a compulsive liar, psychopath, actually mentally ill, and a drug addict. So I'm willing to believe the actual written complaint I read from Rockstar, sexual harassment. Then he put, actually, I've been leaving messages for O.J. Simpson's lawyer in regards to his retainer. Ha ha ha, this is hilarious. If I thought for a second you actually had money for a retainer, this would be level 10 hilarious. It's still at about an 8. You're broke, Ross. You can't afford soup, never mind a lawyer. He puts, gotta be fucking hysterical, legit. There's no other way this exists besides absolute humility and embarrassment. Looking forward to it for real. Okay, well, I'm going to sleep. You plot out a legal strategy with O.J. Simpson's lawyer, laugh out loud. Holy shit. See, this is funny stuff. Okay, go fuck off now. Night. Then he retweets this guy. But guy basically said if he really had balls to get in front of a microphone. So, my God, this was an epic battle. I don't know if I can read all the way through it. Jesus. Yeah. Well, that happened.